Hey, it's day 3. I'm talking a little bit low because my girlfriend's still asleep. It's actually, I'm a couple hours before work, and normally I sleep right up until time to go to work. I'll get up, throw on my clothes, and go to work within 5 minutes of the time to be there. Today I'm up a couple hours beforehand. That's a good sign, but the drawback is that, again, I didn't sleep much. You see the bags under my eyes. I laid there for a couple hours without sleeping at all, just tired as hell, just couldn't get to sleep. I'm not going to take sleep aids yet, mostly because it's called sleep aids, and I'm not much into puns, but the whole phrase sleep aids just kind of gets to me. I'd rather have my body naturally just go to sleep. Even if it means losing a week's worth of sleep, that's fine. I can deal with it. I would rather not have anything put into my system while I'm trying to take other things out of my system. This seems weird. I did some reading on alcohol withdrawal symptoms. One of the things that kind of bothered me was I read about severe alcoholics going through withdrawal. Pretty much mine's right on the money from what they described, including one that I hadn't brought up because I thought it was weird. I'm experiencing, flu-like symptoms, which they had pretty much nailed. Lack of sleep, nausea, I've had all that. What I didn't mention was something I thought was there because I was tired. They mentioned hallucinations. One night, the first night after I'd gone 24 hours without drinking, possibly a tiny bit longer, I was laying down to go to sleep. I dozed off. It was the night of the party where my neighbors were acting like tards out behind my bedroom window. I woke up, and I wear contacts. My eyes are really bad. Without the contacts in, I can't even read my computer screen, which is literally a foot and a half from my face. It's severe nearsightedness. Well, I woke up without the contacts in, and I thought I saw I can't really say it was a human figure, but it was a cloudish, I don't know, it was just weird. It was like a huge blob that was between my bed and the doorway to my hallway. As I tried to focus on it, it faded in a way that, I don't know, it's kind of strange. It's like in an old school video game, whenever you kill off a boss character, how they sometimes just kind of fade. It was one of those. It wasn't, a ghost or anything like that. It wasn't something retarded like that. It was a hallucination. It's the first thing that I thought whenever I woke up. But I kind of blew it off as, a trick of the eyes or whatever. I'd also heard a couple of audible voices that were only there in half sleep. And then once that woke me up, I realized there was nothing there, and it was in my head. One of them said my name pretty clearly. It was a male voice. Sounded like my dad. My dad's been dead for a couple good years now. But yeah, I've had a couple of hallucinations, both in sight and in hearing. I think I've had 3 total, 2 voices and 1 figure. My dad, as a severe alcoholic, had once chugged an entire fifth of vodka. His alcohol level was 0.7 something. It was way beyond what should have been death, let alone coma. The doctors didn't understand how he was not dead, and then after they got past that, they didn't understand how he was not in a coma. And after they got past that, they didn't understand how he was still speaking. The truth is, because he was so used to the alcohol, his body was maintaining it. While he was in the hospital, as he started to come off of it, he had hallucinations of foot-tall demons running out through his room, crawling up his legs. He went through an entire DT thing. That's what I'm hoping I don't have to go through is DTs, because the DTs can happen anywhere from 3 to 5 days after you've taken your last drink. I'm on day number 3. I'm still lethargic. The shaking's gone. I'm still kind of downish. I don't feel like I'm going through a depression or anything, but I know that's symptoms of it. So I'm really, really hoping that I don't hit DTs, because the problems with DTs are not just you hallucinating things and you shaking and having tremors. There's also a real danger of seizures, and there's a real danger of heart attack. Your blood pressure spikes during DTs. My blood pressure's always been low to normal. When you drink, the alcohol thins your blood. And so when the alcohol's not in your blood, the blood's naturally going to thicken. So I'm making sure that I'm trying to keep some things in my system like juice and stuff like that, which I'm going to pick up tonight. Water. I've ate shitloads of salads. For some reason, I can't stop eating salads. I haven't eaten meat in 2 or 3 days now. Not because I've decided to go vegetarian, because I have no desire to go vegetarian. But for some reason, my body just started craving salads like crazy. So I've eaten like 5 or 6 salads over 3 days and nothing else with it. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to feel like doing a video tonight, so I figured I'd do it during the day before I go to work and get exhausted. This will also be a real test for me. I've committed myself to not drinking, and I've got help here. Emily lives with me. She's non-tastic on the board. This is my girlfriend. So I've got, backup and everything to help me out. But anyway, the reason tonight is going to be a test, just because that's my big habits. My ritual is I would get home from work, I would walk through the door and immediately grab a beer and just sit and drink all night long. This weekend was a little easier because I had the kids here. I didn't have to work. I wasn't a part of that ritual, but still. Tonight I go back to my normal schedule, and we'll see how I handle that. The other thing is, there's some other people who are going through this too. I've had lots and lots of PMs from people who are going through the same thing, who don't feel comfortable posting that in that thread, and that's fine. The last thing you want to do is do a bunch of crap you're uncomfortable with while you're trying to deal with alcohol withdrawal. But what I told some of the people in that thread, and I'll reiterate here, is you've handled the flu before, and you've handled colds. It's helping me to think about this as just being just exactly like the flu. I know I've gotten through it before. I usually don't take medication with flu. And I don't take medication with colds, mostly because it makes me feel worse than if I don't take anything at all. I just sleep it out unless it gets severe. But if I'm thinking about this in that same manner, I know that with the flu, it usually lasts about a week, and then it's done. You suffer through it, you tough through it, and it's over with. And that's really helping me out right now. It's just treating it like I'm sick, which I guess, if you think about it, I actually am sick, just in a different way. But if you're asking tough through that, you're asking tough through this. There's a lot of other people who've done it much weaker than you. And if those fuckheads can do it, so can you. Do it for spite, if anything else. And if you've got friends you can talk to, definitely get them involved with it. I'm putting a sign on my front door, actually, tonight or tomorrow, that says if you've been drinking at all, or if you have booze with you, don't even bother knocking. Because I have an added advantage this time to quitting drinking, in that I don't hang out with a lot of people that I used to, who used to drink nonstop. I've got 1 or 2 friends who do drink, and who do occasionally show up at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they need to know right off the bat, you're not allowed in my house at all if you've got booze on you, or even if you've been drinking, because even if I smell beer on their breath, which is disgusting smelling, I know, even as an alcoholic, but if I smell it, it's going to make me want to drink. And if they're in the room and they're part of my drinking ritual, again, it's going to make me want to grab a beer. So they're just plain not allowed. The people you hang out with influence what you do. I don't give a shit how much willpower you've got. I don't care how much of an individual you think you are. The group of people you hang out with influences how you act and what you do. You need to get past it. If you've got people who drink nonstop and they can't, be around you without drinking, unfortunately, you're going to have to probably cut those people out of your life, or cut them way down. It happens. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and get my ass to work here in just a bit. And then I will see you guys tomorrow with day number 4.